You recording? Yeah, we're recording. I'll do a quick little vlogging of an experience that happened to me this week. It was weird, sort of humorous, but then I think indicative of what's going on in society and politically today. I think it all wraps up in one. We'll try and do that quickly, maybe like a 20-minute run, and save the rest of my battery for when we get up to the mountains, because it's going to be like 70 and sunny and hopefully no gravel up there. So we're going to go up and play today on the still pretty new ZX-10R. What the hell? How many miles? Oh, we got almost 1,000. Already done 2 oil changes. So we're going to rip as much as we can anyway. This bike's kind of overkill for the street. The only place to really open it up is the highway or the back straight of a track day. So anyway, we got some dual sports coming up behind us. What's up? So I'll go follow them. At least they're on 2 wheels. And let's see. Oh yeah, so what happened to me this week and how it ties into some of the just entitlement and victim and oppressor and oppressed and all this bullshit that goes on these days. So I'm sitting there working from home, as I do. And I'm in between calls and stuff, and I hear the doorbell ring or someone knocked or whatever. And of course it annoys me because the dogs go ape shit. We're not supposed to have solicitors. In the county that I live in, it is illegal to do soliciting unless you specifically have a permit from Hall County to solicit. On top of that, we have a big no solicitation sign on our small subdivision, and on my front door is another sign, no soliciting or salespeople. So I always get annoyed when people ignore all of that and just do it anyway. And it's like, I got 5 dogs that are barking, and it's like, if I was on a call, it would really be pissing me off, because it's like I'm trying to do a presentation or I'm talking to the executive team at a client, and all of a sudden I got 5 dogs going apeshit because I'm dipshits trying to sell me something at the front door, right? So I look at the camera, and there's some young kid. I say young, I mean, he looks like he's maybe a senior in high school or something. And athletic, black guy. I'm thinking, probably a football player or whatever. Maybe he's from the neighborhood and they're doing their school program things where they come out, selling boosters or whatever. So I go down to the door and I'm like, hey, what's up? And normally I wouldn't answer the door if it's a solicitor, but I figured it was someone that lived there. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm not actually on a call, so I'll give him a minute. And he's like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm going around selling these coupon books, and it's to help fund a program with my school to help kids get to college and this and that. And I'm like, I never have cash on me. Like, I never have cash. But I'm looking at the coupon book, and I don't really have a coupon need. And I'm like, well, you know what? Hey, look at that. Awesome. Person, she don't even know me. Pointing out the potholes. That's cool. So but I see on the back there's like a QR code you could scan. I go and I'm looking at it and I'm going, you know what? Maybe I'll later on I'll show it to my wife, and if it looks like it's legit, I will we'll go scan the QR code and throw $50 and use it as a tax write-off. Right? We need tax write-offs. And so I'm looking at them and I'm like, yeah, I said, I'm not going to do it right now. I said, I'll give it to my wife. I said, we'll probably just donate something online. Because I don't do things on the spot typically, because I don't know. I'm the same way when people call me. And even when they're from things that I support, like, hey, we're from the Police Benevolent Association or the firefighters and stuff. I don't know that you're who you say you are. You could be a voice. You could be an AI. You could be somebody just saying that, and you want my credit card number and a $50 pledge. I don't know you. So typically people that show up at my door or call me, if it's not someone I know personally, I don't give them money. Not on the spot. I'll go look at the website, and if it looks like it's a legit, thing, then I'll go ahead and, maybe donate. And I have in the past. Donated to GoFundMe's and other things. So I just say, look, kid, I'm like, hey, I'll look at this later when my wife gets home, and if it's something we can use as a tax write-off, maybe we'll throw you a few bucks. And he's like, well, no, we need to do it right now. I'm like, huh? I said, well, I can scan the QR code, do it later. Well, no. If you could open your phone, we could do it now because I have to put in the code so I get credit with my school. And that point, now my spidey sense is starting to tingle a little bit. You know, he's trying to push me like, no, we got to do it right now through my phone. And I'm like, I'm not putting my credit card information or anything into your phone. Like, and at that point, I'm like, dude, I said, I don't know you. I guess I'm just going to pass because I'm not going to do it right now. Well, if you could just do... I said, really, I don't even need a coupon book. So I'm trying to be polite and back out of this. And he keeps pressing me. And he's like, well, you don't need to take the coupon book. You could still give me the money. And at that point, now I've got like alarm bells going. I'm like, this just does not seem legit. So I said, dude, at this point, I'm just going to say no thank you and wish you a good day. And I'm being very polite. And actually, this is all recorded on my Ring camera. So then, things take a turn for the weird. And he's like, well, can I ask you why you won't give me any money? Why you don't want to help someone go to college? I go, isn't that what my taxes are for already? And I said, I pay a lot in taxes, and I don't even have kids, so I'm already paying for school taxes. I don't even have kids in school. And he's like, well, that's just a really bad attitude to have. And I'm like, dude, you came to my door. You're asking me for money. I don't know you. At this point, I'm pretty sure you don't even live here. And he starts arguing. He's like, I just want to understand, what experience have you had with black people that you're feeding into stereotypes? And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, are you? And I asked him, I started laughing at him. I'm like, are you actually playing the race card because I won't just hand you money? I'm like, what? If you were Irish, I would go, here you go, sir, and hand you a stack of cash or my checkbook. And I was like, are you really going to play that card? Well, I just don't understand why you're being racist. I go, dude, you are so barking up the wrong tree right now. I'm like, you're calling me racist because I won't just hand a stranger money. I go, when the girls from across the street come across selling Girl Scout cookies, I know them, and I'm usually like, just talk to my wife if she wants to buy. Like, I'm just not in the habit of giving people money who show up on my doorstep or call me on the phone. I said, this has nothing to do with race, and at this point, you're pissing me off. And if there was any chance of you getting money, you've thrown it right out the window. Well, I don't care about that. I'm not leaving until you explain to me. And I'm like, dude, get the fuck off my porch. No, I don't understand why you're being a racist. I go, you're the only dude talking about race. This is being recorded. I'm sitting here being polite to you. I don't want to give you money. I don't know you. And now that you're throwing attitude and playing the race card, I said, do you think you're going to shame me into giving you money now? And he just wants to sit there arguing with me, and he's getting more agitated. And so now I'm just like, all right, I just need to get out of this situation. So I'm like, I said, the irony here, I said, you went past a no soliciting sign on the way in, and you and I are having an argument about solicitation literally in front of my no solicitation sign. He goes, well, that doesn't matter. I go, on my property, it sure as fuck matters. He's like, well, I got permission from the HOA to do this, so you can't say anything. And I'm like, really? Because of all the people for you to play the HOA card, I go, you understand I'm actually the president of the HOA, and any approval would have to go through me. And nobody's asked for a permit, ever. And he's like, now you're lying to me. I go, no, I actually am the president of the HOA. He's like, no, you're a fucking racist cracker. And he starts going off on me. And at that point, I'm like, dude, now you're trespassing. Get off my porch. Get off my yard. And then he starts screaming more racist shit at me as he spits on my Corvette and walks away. And I'm looking around like, where's the camera? Like, am I being punked? Like, and Cameron always goofs on me because he's like, how do you get engaged with people like this? And normally it's online because I see something stupid and I comment on it and I get dragged into these pointless, useless, waste of time internet debates, but I'm like, this dude just showed up on my door, and he's like, well, why'd you answer the door? I'm like, I don't know, I just answer the door a lot of times when people come, especially if I think it might be someone that lives in the neighborhood. I don't know, he could be coming by looking for asking if I've seen his dog. Like, I don't know. I was like, I opened the door and hey, what do you need? What's up? Like, and then all of a sudden I'm being called a fucking racist cracker, and he's spitting on my car. And I sat there thinking about it, and then I see him go to the next house. So I go on the Facebook page, which that's another thing that annoyed me, because I had my account marked for deletion. You can't just say, I want out, and delete. They make you have a 30-day waiting period. I was at day 26 of the 30-day to finally nuke my Facebook account once and for all. But as the head of the HOA, I had managed the Facebook page for our HOA. So I'm like, is this anybody's kid? So I had to go back in, and it started the damn 30-day counter over again. So now I'm annoyed about that. And I'm like, is this anyone's kid that's going around harassing people for money? And other people start chiming in. Yeah, he was here when I told him I really wasn't interested right now. He walked away mid-sentence and gave me attitude and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, does anybody know him? They're like, no. So at that point, I call the county the non-emergency line. I'm like, I got a weird situation here. There's a guy going around harassing people and yelling a bunch of racist shit and spitting on my car because I won't give him money. She's like, do you know him? I'm like, no, he doesn't even live here. I was like, I have no idea who this dude is. I said, I've got it all on camera. I'm being very nice and polite, and he just starts yelling a bunch of racist shit. She's like, we'll have someone there in 15 minutes. So the sheriff's deputy comes in, goes and gives him a very stern talking to, explains how the law in this turns out the dude not only is not in the school district, he doesn't even live in our county. He lives 12 miles away on the far side of the mall in the hood, and it's an area I actually know because one of my friends used to live in that apartment complex, and it's a lot of gang activity and drugs, and cops are usually there every other night for a domestic dispute or someone getting shot. You know, it's not a great area. He lives all the way over there, and he just came over to the nice area to try and get money. And cop explained to him, this is, you know, this is how this works. A, you'd have to live in the county to get the permit. You'd have to apply for it, and you have a permit. But still, when people have no solicitation signs, and especially when they make you aware of it, and they're like, dude, get off my property. At that point, that is criminal trespass. I can arrest you right now if he wants to press charges. So the cop made it abundantly clear, knock this shit off. And then the cop calls me back. He's like, hey, are you around? I said, yeah, I'm out front waiting. So he comes by and talks to me and gives me a copy of the citation. He's like, you have this now. There's a criminal trespass warning on file. I've also cited him separately for the violation of the solicitation law. He's like, so if he gets picked up for something else, they'll be able to see multiple things here. He's like, do you want to press charges? And I'm sitting there thinking about it. And I'm kind of pissed because he spit on my car and just being a dick. But I'm like, how old is he? He's like 19. I'm like, I think he's not even in high school anymore. So I'm like, you know what? I said, we were all assholes and stupid when we were younger. I said, do I want to give him a potential criminal record for just being an asshole? I said, I'll tell you what. I said, as long as you've got this in the file, and basically with the criminal trespass warning, it's like having a restraining order. If he steps foot on my property, and I have a picture, camera, or a witness, I can instantly have him arrested for violating that warning. I said, you know what? That's good enough. I said, my concern is that he comes back one night and decides to key my car or do something because I got him in trouble, even though it's a result of his own actions. I said, I'm willing to give him a second chance and give him a mulligan on this, just being a stupid kid. I was like, I don't know that you should go to jail and get something on your record for being a dick. But I said, if he comes back knowing this, I said, oh, it's game on. Throw the fucking book at him. Absolutely press charges. And the cop's like, that's cool, that's fair. You know, He seemed a little less aggressive when I talked to him. But he's like, you were right with your spidey sense tingling. This isn't legit. I was like, all right, we'll give him that mulligan. We'll give him a pass. If he comes back, it's going to be a problem. So, just a weird situation, but it goes into this whole, like, all the people whining about Musk and Doge and thinking that, oh no, the government should just spend money on anything I want, and voting education in Zimbabwe, and $40 million to study the effects of promiscuity on rats when you give them cocaine, and just, there's so much stupid shit the government's spending money on, and there's just this sense of entitlement, reparations, people that think that people that were never slaves, that think that people who were never slave owners just owe them money. It's there's all that, and it's driven by politics. That everybody's either an oppressor or the oppressed. Everyone's either the victim or the whatever, the aggressor, and everybody owes you, and your outcomes aren't your own. If you're not smart, or you're not, you have a shit attitude, or lazy, you're not getting the outcomes in life, it's not your fault, because you're not working hard, applying yourself, staying out of trouble, taking risk. None of that is a factor. It's just someone else is always holding you down. And we see it with all these idiots running around bitching about Musk, and it's like, he's doing this because he's going to take our Social Security. It's like, the guy has $400 billion. He's got the better part of $500 billion. Money, believe it or not, is not that important to him. Watching an interview today, and they're like, everyone's all like, Musk and his money, and it's like, you don't live like you have a lot of money. Like, you wear t-shirts and jeans and hey dudes. You spend most of your time sleeping on other people's couches, like, even though at their house, even though you could probably buy the city that they live in, but somehow everyone's convinced you're going over after, your goal with $400 billion is, you're here to go after Nana's $700 Social Security check. It's just fucking laughable, but this is how we think. Everybody owes somebody. I owe this stranger. And he was just incredulous, like, why wouldn't you want to help me go to college? And I'm like, because I don't know you. And in my head, I'm like, I don't really care if you go to college. I didn't go to college. It's like, why? A lot of people want to go to college. What's special about you? Why you? Like, make a compelling argument, not just, I want it, and you should give it to me, and I'm going to start throwing racial shit at you and hope that I shame you into giving it to me. It's like, no, make an argument. What is special about you? What are you trying to do that makes me go, yeah, you know what? This kid's got something going on. Let me give him $25. I was like, at what point? It's like, do you think there's anything you could possibly say to me right now that is going to make me go, you know what? You're right. Here's some money. If all you're going to do is just make shit up and be this entitled little bitch, dude, grow up. This is not how the world works. But so many people think that way, and they vote that way. This is much bigger than this dumb kid. He's just young and stupid, and he's been told a bunch of nonsense. It's been fed to him for years, and he's going with that. It's wrong. Anyway, that's what happened to me this week. So I'm going to finish this and gas up, and I'll just post this by itself. And after that, I'm just going to go do some riding, see if I can get some good riding footage. Everybody, have a good day.